Hey there, welcome back to True North Reviews. My name is Ryan, and today we're talking about the new Mike Stud record, For the Homies. This is the fourth studio album from the American hip-hop recording artist who first gained traction in the music industry from his viral single, College Humor. For anyone who is new to this artist, this is the song that Mike recorded as a joke in GarageBand while he was attending Duke University, focused on being a baseball player. Some personal background: my only experiences with Mike Stud before this review was just being aware of his influence from the artist Russ, and how Mike has tended to mix and meld the pop sensibility of guitar and song structure with a rap flow. And before going into this review, I have a major disclaimer. I am not a fan of this record. There's probably only one or two bright spots on this entire project, so if you are a hardcore fan of Mike Stud or think that this album deserves the hype that it's getting right now, I do not intend to insult the artist or your love for the artist. I'm merely giving my opinion on the music and its intrinsic values, or in this case, the imposed values, because man, For the Homies is heavily influenced by three artists: Drake, Post Malone, and Russ. And yes, influences can be great for artists, but when Mike leans on them more often than not, the music becomes void of all originality, and it feels like a blatant Drake impersonation, an artist who I'm already not too keen of in 2018. Seriously, this new Mike Stud record is watered down pop rap that is among one of the hardest things to swallow because of its bloated runtime with nothing much to say over its course of 23 songs. So to save you the time and stress of trying to pin down the sound of this record, pick out your least favorite old Drake song for its boring or whiny delivery. Mix that with 4D's ambient production style, but dilute the talent by about 10 times, and then blend that with Post Malone's pop tendencies and howls looming in the back of the mix, and that's when you've concocted your dish of Mike Stud, who, by the way, just tastes like rancid leftovers. On the bright side, my favorite songs on the record are Sooner or Later and High Hopes, as they have an interesting blend of pop and rap that feel more unique than most songs on here. Still somewhat derivative though. Specifically, Sooner or Later is really what you just come to expect if Post Malone, old school singing Drake, and Sway Lee got together on a track. And the other track I like on this record is called High Hopes, which is probably the best representation of Mike's rapping and technical ability, and it's also one of the catchiest tracks on the record. It's just nice to hear Mike sounding charismatic for once instead of being on autopilot like many of the other songs on this project. Unfortunately, the highlights come few and far between, as songs like Why, The End, Do It, and 21 Sadness just fall flat in my opinion because they lean too much on the influence of Drake. Elsewhere, the song Lost Me featuring Vori has 808s that sound like something off of a mixtape kind of Logic track with a lot less punch. Honestly, a feeble and decrepit old grandma could do better. Vori's feature sounds like Post Malone. Mike's flow is reminiscent of older Drake. It's such a derivative song, it brings the worst qualities to the table and nothing's really sticking at the end of the day. Another song like Why has me asking why this thing is even on the record, as it's another Drake ripoff in a nutshell, complete with its cringy and petty lyrics about a girl spending her time on social media. Yeah, I typically like songs that call people out on the overuse of their phones, but when you're condemning a girl just because she's showing off her body, man, it just comes off as controlling. Mirrors on the Ceiling is a cut on here that has a sleepy and apathetic delivery. It's like Mike is trying to read me a bedtime story and I just refuse to go to sleep. And yeah, if that's the music you want to make, then sure, go ahead. Just don't count on me being there to listen to it. To make matters worse, if you want more proof that Drake is on this record, check out the song Do It. I would seriously love to see someone try to defend the originality on this one. This album is so bad. It's just beating a dead horse at the finish line. I thought I would have made it to the end with the track named The End. Unfortunately, about 4 songs too early though, and yes, I was praying for the end of the album at this point even after the third listen. Just so many terrible lyrics, and it's more generic than Post Malone's Taking Shots, and it's got a painfully cliched drinking problem that he's pinning on this girl who is the focus of the song. At least with the Post Malone songs Over Now or Stay, you can tell that Post will accept blame for his own mistakes too. There's no blame game involved while remaining unapologetic, and it feels genuine, like there is more to unwrap in the story between the lovers. On the other hand, this Mike Stud song is easily one of the pettiest and most insincere love problem songs I've heard all year. With Mike Stud shaping his musical style from top 40 artists like Drake and Post Malone, this music sounds okay just because he's deriving his ideas from them, but at some point you're going to notice the influences worn on Mike's sleeve, and that's really the biggest baggage for me on this album. And really, no number or quality of good lyrics, production, or instrumentation could save this record from being the mess that it is. I'm just hoping for a more concise and original effort next time round. Altogether, this Mike Stud album is one of the worst I've heard this year. It sounds like Drake if he wanted to go full out pop rap, and it sounds like Russ has a lot of influence on this guy, and I'm bored getting through the 67 minutes of songs that mostly bleed together with no charm or charisma. There you have it, there's my review of the new Mike Stud record. Let me know if you share the same feelings or the complete opposite. Comment down below, share your thoughts, leave a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and as always, have a rockin' day.